Welcome back to the Adventure with Coffee podcast. That's another situation where I did like in the drive-thru of Chipotle today and combined like 6 different accents.
It was so funny. Oh, God.
Yeah. So, anyway, how's everybody doing? We're back with our monthly podcast episode because remember, last month we told you we were going to monthly episodes because life is just too crazy.
It's about to be less crazy for Gracie in about 8 weeks.
Yeah, well, hopefully me too once I kind of get figured out with this chick
that's
next
true.
move that I got
going on. We'll announce that once it's
official
finalized.
Yeah, because it's unfortunately not official because I'm an idiot.
You are not.
I am, though.
You got betrayed.
I did. I got betrayed. Just not by my
Inner. That's an inside joke for us now.
Yeah. All right. So, Gracie, you want
Hello.
to tell the guest-aronis that are listening to... that's not, like, offensive, is it? Guest-aronis? Like jabroni?
I've never heard it, but okay.
All right. You want to tell them what we're going to be talking about today?
Sure.
Sure.
So,
Soy
we
sauce.
have been kind of trying to figure out really what we wanted to talk about on the podcast. And
We have.
we focus on travel. We focus on our dogs, our family. Mental health is going to start coming into the picture soon.
Yep.
But
some relationship shit.
Yep, some relationship shit.
I mean, not bad shit. But
No, good shit,
like,
bad shit,
like
all
good
the shit.
Like whenever your stomach's hurting. And then
No,
you let
stop.
Okay.
Oh, no. Your brother and you talk like that. We don't talk like that here.
Shout out Justin. Me and him had that conversation the other day.
So we actually want to talk for this episode. We wanted to focus on where we're at currently and places that we've been. While, yes, we had told you guys the places we've been to, the things we've done at places, we've never really focused on the types of campgrounds that you can go in and stay at because there are a wide array of I'm talking all different kinds of amenities, no amenities, dirt, concrete, grass, like
level, unlevel,
packed in like sardines, spaced out really well. Like
Pitbull bands.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, we've talked a little bit about like the different campgrounds we've been to, but I don't think we've really. I mean,
we haven't really given you guys an insight to what that life looks like differently for you.
And, you know, with our experience between the last, since May of 2023, wow, we're going on 2.5 years of doing this.
I know, doesn't that seem crazy?
That's crazy.
I know.
We've stayed in a variety of different places. We talked about on the podcast, I think our first or second episode, that the first place we ever stayed at was a resort, and I don't know if you remember, we put a blog post out on our website, which, by the way, our website is going to be back up soon, just trying to do a little rehaul on it and things like that, but we put a blog post that said, why resort living isn't for us. Ironically, now we're back in a resort, and I ran a resort, and we'll get to both of those towards the end of the podcast, but so, like Gracie said, we're going to be talking about the big thing today is resorts versus campgrounds. That's a big distinction you'll see a lot of people say, especially in like the Facebook groups that are like campground reviews. People are oh, it's not a campground, it's a resort. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, you're technically right, but
we're not here
it's a campground resort.
Logistics.
Yeah. So, we'll start with the very first RV park that we stayed at, not when we were living full time, but we stayed at.
Yeah.
Gracie, you want to talk about this one? This one's kind of more tied to you.
It's tied to me, right? I mean, I guess so, but kind of not at the same time. Tyler loves this place more than I love it, to be honest.
Oh, I absolutely love it.
So we've talked about it in the past. It is Mayberry Campground. It is in Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Shout out Andy Griffith.
It is where the whole show took place. They have a little town that like commemorates them and everything. But my sisters live up there.
You think it's against copyright rules if I take the Andy Griffith theme song and put it in there so that people can hear it?
Not the little, not
the whistle.
not like a little snippet.
The whistle, yeah. Okay.
I don't think so. It's like adding it to like a social media page. You know how you can add it.
So you'll know by the time this comes out if we decided that we were going to do that or not because you'll hear it.
But we've stayed there a couple of times so far. It is very much I mean, we've talked a lot about it, but it's more of considered a campground. So we talked about Mayberry not having a lot of amenities, but it's super peaceful. It's super friendly. They really just have I would like to call it the basic package for most campgrounds. They've got your water, electricity, sewer hookups.
Yeah.
They do let people, this is something that not everybody does, they do let people campground there, like with tents.
Yeah, that is true.
And then they have showers
And fishing
and
ponds.
laundry. Yes, and
And
fishing
they have
ponds.
like 2 little playgrounds. They do have like a community kitchen that you can rent out if you're
Yeah.
having like a bigger, get together or like a rally
Yeah.
or something like that. They don't have any pools.
No.
And
They have, you know what got me? They have ducks. And I'm
Oh, yeah.
talking about,
I hate birds, by the
I
way.
am talking about a group of select ducks that go up to your camper to let you feed them. Like, they are very much pet-friendly type ducks. They're not like the ducks you just see at other campgrounds that don't want anything to do with you. Like, they are adorable.
I still don't trust their birds. Any kind of birds, ducks, geese, especially not geese. Them. Woohoo!
But yeah, that's Mayberry in a nutshell. Now if you do ever want to look at it, if you're ever going to visit Mount Airy for any reason, or
Even in that area.
that area, it's
yeah.
it's the North Carolina line into Virginia. Essentially, is where Mount Airy is. You can look at Mayberry's site. They have a beautiful site. It is very well managed. They have a drone overview of what their campground looks like, so you can kind of see it. I would say you're averagely spaced out apart. It's what you would normally see, but I mean, it's got a lot of it's got grass there. Like
I think their biggest winner for me is the store. Their store.
They do have a really good store. We got used to going to the store.
Yeah, because the first time we stayed, we've talked a little bit about that on the podcast, but we kind of fluffed up and didn't put the water pressure regulator, didn't even think about getting a surge protector, all that kind of stuff. So
We're dum-dums.
yeah,
We live, we
bit.
learn.
That's right.
But I mean, it is a beautiful place. I mean, I would always recommend that place. I will never not recommend that place. When we had some family issues that were going on the last time we stayed there, they were so nice, and they gave us like part of our money back because we had to leave. That's when we actually had to get our third dog, Rocky. We had a family emergency going on.
No.
Yeah.
The last time we stayed there when we had the family emergency was when Mom fell.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because
Was the other time
we
before
stayed
that,
there
Rocky?
Yes, we stayed there
Okay.
when we came back, and we stayed at the Statesville Park, and then we went to Mayberry. We were supposed to stay at Mayberry for a month after we got back from our trip in 2024. But then Mom
I remember
fell.
that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, yep. So, I mean, definitely go check out their website. They've got a lot of things that they offer, though. So, and I mean, obviously, all of ours that we're going to talk about, we don't even need to mention as an amenity. We did not stay at places that were not full hookup.
Yeah.
We did not stay at places that were not pet friendly. Those were the two absolute yeses that were always met for any of the campgrounds and resorts we're going to talk about.
100%. Like,
So-
I mean, obviously, with 3 dogs, that's something we had to be super conscious about.
Yeah, 100%. And I will let Tyler talk to you about our next one.
Yeah, so the next one I had kind of planned out. This was whenever we decided to sell the house and move into the RV. The very first place that I wanted us to stay was a resort-style campground, just to kind of celebrate, the sale of our house and move in, this next chapter in our life. So we went to a campground in Myrtle Beach called Ocean Lakes. Very much a vacation resort. They had a ton of amenities. They've got they had like a Camp Town Center. You remember where they had like the concerts and
it was
the
like
little
an
restaurant.
outdoor arena, but very
Right,
small. It
right.
wasn't huge. It's like an amphitheater, but small.
And that's where their laundry was, their bathroom,
And their laundry
showers.
facilities are the best I've
Oh
ever
my
seen.
gosh, yes,
by the way,
100%.
they were amazing. They also had a little store.
Yep.
Not
And-
little. I say little. It wasn't little. It was
a massive
It was
store.
a big store.
And then they had the little cafe. It wasn't like a
Their
like a
burgers were
restaurant. Oh, yeah.
amazing.
It was a cafe where they had like just a walk-up window is what I'm trying to say, and all that good stuff. So, and then they also had like a really nice water park. It was definitely more of I think older kids water park. They had like the lazy river, and then they had the big slides. You remember they had the big water slides there? So that was one thing that we really liked. We were there. I don't think the pool was open yet.
It wasn't. It was closed.
That's right, because it opened Memorial Day weekend, and we were leaving the weekend before Memorial Day weekend.
But it did look a lot of fun, and also, I mean, I think most of them, we're going to look them up while we're doing this simultaneously, but most of the places, and I'll tell you if they don't, but Ocean Lakes has a very good website as well. You can kind of see all of their amenities, what they have. But I will say, even though it's expensive, Myrtle Beach is expensive, but if you're one of those traveling families that have kids, and you don't want to, and you're going during the summer, and you don't want to have to leave the campground, or you don't want to have to pay to go, because the water park here is expensive. We actually went with our nephew the other week, and it's expensive.
With a coupon, it was like $30.
And Ocean Lakes has a direct access to the beach, right?
Yeah, because we walked onto the beach.
So, I mean, at that point, you got food.
Yeah.
You got water park. You got the beach. You can do your laundry there. I mean, it's massive. Like, they have the dog park. They have a great dog park there.
Our dogs love. Rocky was not with us at this point.
No.
So he didn't get to experience that. But yeah, they had a great dog park there. And then they had things like putt-putt. Their putt-putt course was really nice.
Oh, that's right. Yep, I remember that.
And their arcade was massive. Like, massive. You remember that?
I don't remember that one.
We walked in. We didn't go in there and play. We walked in there when we were walking the dogs. We each took turns walking in there. But yeah, I mean, it was like a full-size building, not just like a room in a building, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you truly do get what you pay for. And Ocean Lakes also allows tent camping.
Yeah. And I don't know what the annual prices are like, or, you know, anything like that. I know what we paid for the 2 weeks that we stayed, and it was kind of expensive. But again, I mean, we got a lot of stuff that we haven't really gotten from many other places, and if there was stuff that we've gotten at other places, it's even nicer. It was even nicer there, I will say that. The one thing that I wasn't a fan of is the lots were kind of small and
I was about to say, I don't, and granted, I don't know about, because that was something that was very new to us, because now if we go visit a new campground, Tyler and I will drive around, and we'll go check out, like, because we're not fancy dancy, like, we'll talk about where we're currently at and what these spots look like differently here, but sometimes you'll find that resorts, campgrounds, not all the time, whether it's a pull-in or back-through is important, but as far as resorts go, you typically will have tiers.
Yeah. And
it's like a concrete pad, gravel, grass, like things like that you can choose from to pick where you want to be at. But Ocean Lakes, from what I could tell, didn't have that. At least in our section, it was all dirt and grass. Yeah. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was all dirt and grass. I think there actually might have been a concrete pad that we parked on, but it wasn't like that the RV was parked on. But I don't think that the like driving portion or walking up.
No, I 100%, because that's when we got the Jeep and it was grass.
Yeah, I do remember that. But I mean, overall, like, that was a really cool resort. I think it was a good introduction to resorts for us.
Yes.
As far as like what they can be.
Yes.
And I think we had this preconceived notion in our heads that it was that it's what all resorts are like, as far as expensivity and tightness and things like that, which we'll get into later. We found out was not exactly true. So the next one, actually, Gracie found this one. She had looked up on Facebook local long-term campgrounds.
I found this one?
Yeah, because you remember you communicated with RJ through Facebook first, through the Facebook page.
I probably did that once or twice, and I let Tyler take over.
No.
Really?
Well, I never talked to RJ until we got there.
You know what? You're right.
I know.
And then I let
look
it
at that.
go.
This is like the second time on the podcast that she said that. I just want record to state.
I do remember that now.
She has said that I was right more than I have said she is right.
I do remember that. Because then once we got there, I let you completely take over. Because you and RJ just kind of clicked as, like, bros.
Oh, yeah. I love RJ is, and we'll get more into who he is and everything, but he was... We
have talked about him already.
But more, like, in-depth into who he is and how, like, he impacted us and everything in this episode.
100%. He is... Okay, well, all right. Let me not get off track. So... Yes, our next campground, instead of a resort, we have talked about this one. It is Waccamaw Pines. In our earlier episodes, you would have heard us call it Lake Town Glamping. So it is in Waccamaw, which is...
Lake Waccamaw.
We call... I mean, I guess not now. I mean, I probably still will anyways, but I like to call it our home base.
Yeah, 100%.
Anytime we're not staying somewhere temporarily, like, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I love the people that were around. We still talk to the campers that live there full time. It's
One of them actually just texted me today. We're recording this episode the day after our anniversary, and he texted me today to tell us happy anniversary.
5 years married.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to know that Lake Waccamaw is very rural, very small, country. And so Lake Town, Waccamaw Pines, it is not going to give you any frills by any means.
Right.
He has worked incredibly hard. It was a big patch of wood.
Yeah.
Woods. I mean, him and his dad collectively have cleared out all the woods. They have made... They're probably...
In Denver.
And Denver, his son. Oh my God! If you go to their Facebook page, you'll see his son working on like the... I don't even know what it's called. Any of the like big machinery. Like he'll help them drive it, and it's adorable. Oh my gosh! So they have worked incredibly hard, but Lake Town is more so family based. That's really the way that I tell students to think about it.
Students?
Oh my God! I was like looking at the Waccamaw page on Facebook that Tyler was pulling up, and like I went back into my work because I work with I'm in, like work in education, and I just blanked out and said students.
But they have a really nice website. They have a really nice website too, and I'm not just saying that because
Tyler made it.
Yeah. But if you're on there, you really need to check out the nearby page. That is probably the page that I love the most. Probably need some updates now because some of the places are closed. But
I don't think so. All that like I'm seeing is open still. I think you're good. But anyways, so if you go and look at it, you can see some of the pictures of I just lost my train of thought.
Campground.
Of the campground. It's like I said, it's very woodsy. He has graveled up where you're able to park your RV. He's got about 20 spots, I believe, very close to that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And he has been working extremely hard to get everything grassed up because it was dirt because they pulled everything up. So he's working really hard. He's probably there already.
Yeah.
And if he's not completely where he wants to be, I guarantee by this upcoming spring, once that pops around and all the grass can grow in the spring, he will be good to go by next summer.
Agreed.
So, I mean, he's amazing. He actually added in laundry facilities.
Yep. Oh yeah,
so,
he did. And like a community room.
Yeah.
And his wife brings like
she's got to break bread.
Yeah.
She breaks bread. She bakes amazing bread. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, honestly, they're just phenomenal. There's a couple of sites of annuals that you'll see that just have outdone themselves in their sites and taken care of it. You'll see Tyler and I on their website. We took like a big Christmas photo with all the campers because that's how it is there.
Yeah. Like
if we're there, we're typically trying to get everybody together so we can all do like a potluck. We did it the last time we were there and got to meet some new campers that came over.
That's right.
I mean, so seriously, if you're ever thinking about trying to do something annually and you're a more country bumpkin,
yeah, that's the place.
It's amazing. So, but yes, I will encourage you to go check them out, and I will let Tyler tell you a little bit about our next resort. We're on a resort now.
Yeah, and this was definitely a different resort and one of my absolute favorite places we stayed. It was called Pin Oak RV Resort, and I would describe them lovingly as a redneck resort, 100%.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. I mean,
And this was in Missouri, by the way, Villa Ridge, Missouri.
it was very cute, though. It
Yeah.
was adorable. Now, this was the one, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the one, I will say, that said they had a dog park. And then on their map, where the dog park was,
they were doing renovations.
They had to have been, because I couldn't find it. Didn't exist.
That's what, remember, because they had a little smaller store, but I liked their store a lot because they carried local goods.
You like this store because they carried Black and Mild.
Well, that too, but they had the local goods because remember we got the apple butter barbecue sauce for your dad for Christmas.
That we have in our cabinet.
Yes, but either way, no, they were really cool. I mean, and they had like a propane fuel station, firewood. They had a bunch of different.
They did have a swimming pool.
Yeah, but it was closed.
Yeah, because we weren't staying there when it was hot.
Yeah.
Were we?
No, it was open because people were there. We never went to it.
No. That was the one that had the Band-Aid in it, wasn't it?
No,
that's a different one.
We're gonna talk about that.
That's a different one.
But yeah, because we didn't even go into swim pools at this point. We didn't go to swim pools until Indiana.
Yes, it was cold.
Yeah, it was nice though.
It was.
Anyway, back to Pin Oak. That's actually the first place that Gracie ever caught a fish and took the fish off the hook
Bada
by
bing.
herself.
It was a pinfish.
Excuse me if you heard that burp.
And it poked me, and that was that, and that was the end of that.
You've taken them off before or since
I don't
then.
like it.
But
it's not my favorite.
Yes, and then they had like a playground. They had I really did like their nature trails though. Remember their trails?
I walk the dogs all the time because they have they have 2 catch and release ponds.
Yep.
And I just walked the dogs between the ponds every day.
Yep.
It was nice. They did have golf. We didn't go to the mini golf. We didn't do it there.
It wasn't that great though.
But
when we saw
it, it wasn't. It was one where you would think like,
it was a redneck
like you
mini
had,
golf.
yeah. You made it. Like you put in work to make it. It just wasn't.
Yeah, and they had like
great.
pool noodles on the edges and stuff, like as like bumpers. And it was really cute.
It was very much a homemade mini golf.
And remember, they decorated really well because remember I can't remember what holiday it was around, but they had all the decorations up in the front.
I remember that. Yeah.
And the staff there was amazing, and the annuals there was amazing.
Yeah, everybody was really nice there.
Although I did think I was going to have to fight a bird.
Was that the one with the parrot?
Yes, that whistled at you.
We already talked about that, so we can't.
Yeah, we did in the animal episode, but I was literally going to fight that stupid bird.
I will say, for a resort, this was what you said. It's very country redneck resort.
Yeah, and I loved it.
It wasn't
Redneck Yacht Club.
It wasn't
RV Club.
concrete pads either. It was all dirt too.
And their spaces were kind of small though.
Yeah, they were.
They were very tight.
The lady next to us was really nice. She had like a husky.
That was the first place that somebody mentioned something to us about letting the dogs off the leash before we let them inside.
Yeah.
And she wasn't mad about it.
No. She was like, I wish I could do that with my... Because I'm, like, our dogs are great. Now, are they, like, recall dogs? No. They're not...
Can be.
But that's the issue. Like, when somebody says recall dog, if you say come... they should automatically come. It shouldn't be a hesitation. So ours are not recall dogs, but
yeah, but even like
when I get to our camper,
some of the bigger recall dogs, like or more well trained, they don't come back if they're distracted. But either way, that's irrelevant to the whole
neither
podcast.
here nor there. But when we take the dogs out, we've got a doggy gate now, but we didn't while we were traveling because that would be absurd. I really, just a little sidebar here, I do not understand how full-time travelers, if you listen to this, you do you, boo. Like, this is your life. But I do not understand how some of you guys can travel with a fence and stay somewhere for the weekend. Or travel with, oh my God, we saw somebody with like 20 garden flags.
Oh, yeah.
And they were here for a week. And I was like, why did they travel with those and put them all out and take... I just don't understand taking the time and effort to put all of that up if you're just temporarily somewhere. Right. I would never, but I'm lazy, so.
All right, so our next one, Gracie actually chose this one to talk about in the podcast, so I'm going to let her talk about it a little bit.
Okay. So our next one is going to be also more of a campground. It is called Spalding Lake. We have talked about this one as well a little bit. We like to talk about, and I mean, you find a pattern here. Even with our resort ones, they are.
I'm not gonna lie, their
Other
website
than-
kind of looks like the website I made for RJ.
Even with the resorts besides Ocean Lakes, you'll find a pattern of very rusticy resorts / campgrounds that we stay at, because that's just normally that's kind of who we are. So it just makes sense for us. But we would like to call this one a little more rustic and serene getaway. Now, one of the biggest positives, it's the only time I've ever seen this with a campground, mind you.
Oh, yeah.
They had signs everywhere where they said that if they caught you not picking up your dog's
Poop.
number twos, that they
literally
would
had a whole
fine you.
conversation about
I think it was
shit
like
earlier.
$50.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Like they're gonna find you, and I was like, you know what? Good, because I've been to way too many campgrounds where I've either almost stepped in it, you've stepped in it.
Colorado was the worst.
Oh my god, that was so annoying. So it just it was just one of those little extra steps, which is super nice. That I think that they did well. They also had they had laundry there, and then they had fishing lakes as well, which is really they also had lakes that I could walk the pups around, which I did a lot. So
and their lakes, I mean, like the fish that were in there.
oh my god, I might have a picture of it still. Now you'd have to be a keen fisher person to see it.
Yeah.
You can't just see it, but
Right.
there was a big ass
I mean, probably at least 2 foot.
bass, right?
Yeah.
So I had only taken a picture of it because Tyler wanted me to, because we couldn't catch it, and he wanted to show his brother. But I might still have that somewhere.
I wanted that fish so bad just to
I know
rub
you
it in
did.
Justin's
But
face.
I honestly, that was a good seriously. If you're ever, where's that one at?
Michigan.
If you ever stay there,
It's on the
It's a-
border of Indiana and Michigan, because I think
that's right, because we went to Indiana that way.
Yep. I think that's when
It's
we went
a-
to the dunes.
We might have. It's a great place to go for a kid to fish,
Yeah.
because those fish, it was like training fish for me.
Yeah, they were
Like
very
they
small
just
fish.
and they just bit.
Besides that one.
You got them up, you let them go, and you kept rolling on with the next one. So
You got
that
really
one was
good
fun.
at taking the fish off of that one.
I think because they
And
weren't
putting
they
the worms
weren't.
on.
Yeah, I can put the worms on now. That doesn't bother me as much anymore.
Those worms had a poor damn life, because they got collected in one state and then transferred to multiple other states to be fished with.
I feel bad. Don't say that. God.
Told you, they don't have nerve systems, so they can't feel.
I didn't go inside this one. I think you did, but it was almost like their home, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. They actually, the owners had a house there, and it was like one room on the inside that was their office space where you checked in.
Yep. So it was very much a rustic-y type of place, but
We liked it though.
but I really did like that one. We did get a good end cap there too.
Yeah.
So I felt like we got a really good spot because we got it right.
But that one was the one that was really freaking close to the tree and really freaking far away from the sewer.
No. It wasn't the sewer.
Oh, no, it was both of them. It was the sewer and the electric, because that was the first time we had to use the extender on the sewer, too.
Yep.
Because they had a railroad tie that was blocking, so you couldn't go back any further, but, the electric box and the sewer were, way back there.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense the way that they had
And
it.
I thought it was a pull-through, and I tried to pull through the other side first.
Yeah, oh,
And then-
God.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah. It's fine, though. You get what you get, and we figure it out. But, yeah, I did like that place.
Yeah.
So.
The next one, I think, was probably our favorite one that we traveled to in Ohio, Camp Sandusky. This is another campground.
I do love this one.
They did pancake breakfasts.
We've talked about
Yes,
it.
and biscuits and gravy on Saturday or Sundays. And I will admit, they weren't the best biscuits and gravy I've ever had, but they were really good. The thing that would have made it better would have been if they would have put more black pepper in the sausage gravy. But that's a very southern thing, and this was in Ohio, so.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
did love that
one,
place.
Yes, I loved that place, and that was the one that was across from Friendship, the
And
gas station.
That place, well, yes, it was a campground. It was a nicer campground.
Yeah, and they had they had activities, and they did have a pool. That's the one that I saw a Band-Aid in the pool and would not go back into the pool.
Yeah, we went one time. Tyler saw it, and then we left and never went back.
I have issues with like my feet, and I'm very conscious.
He has not stimulation. What's the word I'm looking for?
Sensitive?
Sensory.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to water, if his fingers get pruny, like how a lot of people's do when they stay in water for a long time,
bad.
He can't handle it.
No.
So he's not a huge water guy in general.
I'll go in like the other day, like last weekend. After I got off work, we wound up going into the lazy river and just floating around for a couple times
like
because I didn't get pruny. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that again tomorrow.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. But yeah, Camp Sandusky, I loved it. And again, we made a lot of friends. I say friends, like we don't talk to them still.
I talked to that little old lady that made pancakes. She was so nice.
And then I think it was like the manager or the food and beverage manager, something. She was kind of higher up. She's the one that she was like, I'm gonna steal him, talking about Rocky.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And her and her husband, she said, did the same thing that we were doing, but they did work camping.
Which is how we learned about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we learned about it, and that's how we got into the next position or the next campground that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. So next one, and granted, I will say this is more one that Tyler and I will talk about collectively together, but we have talked about it a little bit. I think we're on the last two. So this is going to be probably a little bit of a shorter podcast than you guys are used to, but next one's Madison Vines. While we have talked about this one, this is the one that we ended up moving to Virginia for because Tyler was going to be working there.
And the day we came in, we actually left a day early because it was supposed to snow. We drove the RV, pulling the Jeep in the snow for the first time. But we did see some very beautiful sights. What was it, Georgetown or something like that?
I do not remember.
The one that we went through that you said looked like a Hallmark movie.
It literally looked like a Hallmark little town with all the Christmas lights and stuff.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was really pretty. And no, Madison Vines was a resort.
A boutique resort.
Yes. So that's kind of what we landed on, but I'd say a simplistic boutique resort.
Yeah, all they had was a pool, and they did have activities and amenities.
They did.
They had monthly or weekend dinners on Saturdays.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
They did that, so like the whole campground could get together. New annuals.
Yeah,
could get
annuals, weekenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then they did breakfast on the Sundays.
Uh-huh. And then they did bingo and like a hors d'oeuvre snacks on Fridays.
And then I always forget this because we were there during the cold months. So if you go during the hot months, obviously they're gonna have more things open, like when more people travel. So they had the pool, they had a hot tub. They also in the back they did have 2 dog parks. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a fan of their dog park because they were all mud. But even no. I know it was cold. I know that, but they had hardly any grass. But that grass isn't going to pop. It doesn't matter. That grass ain't going to pop up a fucking night.
We would have seeded it.
Okay. The hill beside our RV had grass. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean.
Anyways, so, and I know they were also in what valley was it?
Shenandoah.
So, like, that's a lot of red dirt. So that's really where it was coming from. It is what it is. And then they also in the back had pickleball courts.
Tennis courts, and bocce ball.
Yeah. So they had that kind of stuff there too.
Yeah. We're not going to get into our personal feelings about the owner.
You go look up reviews and tell me what you think.
Yeah. But I mean, I really liked the sense of community among the annuals.
I did too, and I miss a lot of them.
Yeah, they were very good friends of ours. Obviously, with me working there and Gracie being present at a lot of the events, we got really close with some of them. So it was hard to leave, but we ultimately had to make the decision that was best for us at the time.
And now look where we're at.
We're at a good place now. But Madison Vines, definitely a small, simplistic, boutique style.
Mm-hmm. They had I forget. They did arts and crafts.
Oh, yeah, and they had a professional billiards room, and I will say...
That was they're spot on.
Their pool tables were custom made by the same maker that makes the pool tables for the professional pool players, and it was made out of black African maple or some kind of black African oak maybe, and it had their logo engraved into it. Those pool tables cost $15,000 each, and they got 2 of them in there.
Stupid.
But obviously no food, no drink, none of that was allowed in there because you can't ruin it. And they also had like one of the mini shuffleboard tables in there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, like I said, like we honestly, had it not been some issues, we would have still been there, probably. And one of the really cool things that I did when I was there, and they don't do anymore, but I just want to put it out there for any campground owners that may be listening that want to do something like this. I did a local section in our store where I bought local goods.
He literally went out, talked to these local places that sold honey and herbs and just certain little
soaps and
coffee,
mosquito sprays.
Oh god, so many local he had a little local section. And when I tell you, that is, if you travel in your RV and you're going to a new place, magnets are a hit with RV travelers. And we always typically get a magnet when we travel, but when we go somewhere new, most people are like this. If you travel enough, you look for local stuff, because then you're getting something unique to the place you're staying at. And that was really what we were trying to hit on, because you and I talked about it for a while, should I do this, should I not do this?
And I was in the process of bringing in local beers and selling that and things like that.
That would have been huge, because everybody there drinks.
Yeah.
That community there drinks.
Yeah.
And if you bring in something local to Virginia, would have been fantastic.
Yeah. And like I said, unfortunately, they're not doing that anymore. They didn't have postcards and magnets either whenever I was there, so I made those and ordered those. A ton of them. They didn't arrive before I left, so. And then,
No, I know you're laughing at. We're not going to talk about it. Next!
Oh, God, that was funny. Next is where we're currently at.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I am not a resort girl. I don't think I've ever been a resort girl, but we are currently staying at Sun Outdoors. It is a resort.
Yes.
But I honestly love it here. Now, I think I got so aggravated with the dirt coming into the RV that being on because your RV is parked on gravel, but you are parked on next to the concrete pad. So where your door opens up is where your concrete pad is. I absolutely love having that. I don't track in dirt. We don't track in dirt like we used to, which has been amazing.
Yeah.
We've really made the outside our own as well. Now, granted, here in South Carolina, we just had a big storm come through, and about a 10-minute spur of wind and rain and a smidge
and hail.
And a smidge of hail.
Yeah, because I didn't have a shirt on, and that hurt.
Our tent, cabana, whatever you want to call it, pretty much would have ruined our Jeep and camper if we didn't take it down. It was already flying, trying to get on, flying away, essentially. It took our the RV dog fences you guys probably know about. It took tent, it with it.
And we had the tent hooked into the fence, and the fence, staked down. And and we even had weights and pins and things like that on the tent, and it was rough.
It was gone like the wind.
I think they were 20, 30 mile per hour gust. Something like that.
It was bad. So we're talking about getting another one. That's it for another day. But Sun Outdoors is very amenity friendly, and so I will say, love their dog parks.
Yeah.
I've been to both of them now.
They have a dog wash station, which is huge.
And I just did that too, and it's actually really nice because they have 2 different levels. They've got one down low for your big dogs, one up high for your small dogs.
Oh.
So that's really cool. And it didn't feel like a chore at that point because it's open.
Yeah.
And so it didn't feel like it was hard to do it with your dog and stuff like that. They've also got 3 different parks, 2 or 3 different parks. And then they've got
a really nice kids water park.
That's their big money maker. Like,
and they've got an adults only pool, which is really cool.
I haven't been there in a minute, but yeah, they have an adult only pool. They've got a swimming pool. They've got a big family pool that
a splash pad for kids.
A splash pad for kids. In the family pool though, it's a walk-in.
Yep.
So all your toddlers can still play in a pool, obviously with supervision to make sure they don't go into the deep end, but it's super nice there. Then the big water park, and then on the back side of the RV park, because this is a massive RV park, on the back side of it, they've got a tiny little pool as well.
And they've got a lazy river and a adults water slide.
Yep. So, I mean it's
not just adults, but...
And then their mini golf course, amazing.
Yeah,
it's
I love
18 holes. It's professional. It's fun. The kids love it. It looks like it's like if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, they have those. Oh God, they're tourist attractions.
Yeah.
But you see them all up and down the highway in Myrtle Beach. This one's kind of like a minier version of that, where it doesn't have all the props like the airplanes or the gorillas or the animals, but
good
it's
holes.
Got a waterfall.
Yeah, that is true.
That's kind of like one of the things the kids like too, that you can golf underneath the waterfall.
And then they have 3 restaurants. Well, I say 3 restaurants. One of them is like a concession stand for the pool. Then the other one's
like a pizzeria, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks type of thing.
One of them's a walk-up cafe where you can get sandwiches, pizza, ice cream. And then the other one's a full-blown sit-down restaurant. And I actually am working there currently. I've been working there over the summer, just while I'm preparing for my next move. Hint, hint again. And we're just getting through there.
Yeah.
But the restaurant is good food. Good food.
It's all right.
But yeah. And then they also have a general store. It's not as packed as the manager would like as far as products, but she is trying.
I like it there. I will say the general store is, because Tyler works there as well.
Yep.
Like he double doses or whatever, double dips in both of them.
Double
dips in both of them. But they have, like, they keep all their stuff up to par as much as they can.
Yeah.
And they've got a great variety. They do clothes there.
Yep.
They do food, drinks, snacks,
magnets,
coffee, like everything you could think of that you need. And
cigarettes,
I will say,
vapes,
and
tobacco
that's odd
pouches,
too, because not a lot of campground stores have that. But they make sure they do the firewood, the ice, like they really are prepared there to really help you with what you need. So.
Yep. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our conversation about campgrounds and resorts that we've stayed at. But I think overall, I mean, would you say you have a preference for RV resorts versus campgrounds based on what we've stayed at so far?
Yes.
What would you say?
I'd be curious to see how it feels here in the spring, but and this is not his fault, but because Waccamaw, we were there when that hurricane came through, or the big storm, and then the mosquitoes, the size of our freaking...
Oh, yeah.
The size of my hand, it felt like it wasn't really that big. But I know if you lived in North Carolina at that time, you know what I'm talking about in the coast. We got all these... They were mosquitoes that came with the storm.
Yeah, they were basically...
we don't have them here.
They became the national bird, or the state bird of North Carolina.
They weren't little North Carolina mosquitoes, though. They came with the storm.
They were like African bad boys.
And they were getting on the dogs and on me.
And inside. Terribly inside.
It got to be ridiculous. So when it comes to things like that, and also carrying in the dirt, and in the summer, because I have been a pool girl this summer, I've been a resort girl.
Yeah.
But I will say this resort we're at is very similar to, price-wise, is very similar to some of the campgrounds we've stayed at.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I feel like I can be a resort girl, because I'm not paying resort prices.
I think I'm kind of there with you, but like I'm more of the Pin Oak redneck resort kind of guy. I think I like the country, laid back, bumpkin, backwoods. I mean, it's not like they're hateful people or like whatever you think of when you think of backwood hicks, but like these are just real cool, laid back people.
Yeah.
I really like that. Now, of course, like there's places like Camp Sandusky and other campgrounds that we stayed at that we really liked. But yeah, I think I agree. Like the resort lifestyle, when it's affordable, is a preference. But
I also like it because I have things for for the dogs.
Yeah,
which
and there's
is
things
super
for us to
nice.
do that we don't
Yeah.
have to leave for. But, I mean, again, it's got to be, make sense money-wise. It's not something that, like, I'm going to stay at a resort every single time I
Yeah.
go. But, like, if there's a resort that's decently priced and has things
Yeah.
to do, like, yeah, I'd probably take
Like,
that.
this one makes sense because we're here for a longer time.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, when we go stay 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there when we're traveling, I prefer the campgrounds because I feel like it's a better sense of community when we
Yep.
go through and do stuff like that. So
Yep.
I think it just depends on your preference and kind of your situation and where you're at.
Yep.
But, yeah, that's what I would say.
So, I think maybe the next episode you guys will get to hear will be a little bit different, kind of going back to our first episode where we
Especially since
talked
we
about
just had our
friends to lovers.
anniversary.
Yeah, this would have been a good one for this month.
It would have been.
But we wanted to do the campground versus resort style because it's coming to the close of the season for most resorts. So we want to kind of give people like a little bit of background on what we experienced during this busy season for resorts. But anyway, the next one we're going to talk about maintaining and cultivating and cropping and growing your relationship in a very small space like an RV. And how the different challenges, struggles that we face, but also the positives and the benefits that we found.
Yeah. It's been a journey, man. We can't wait to tell you about it.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, like, it's one thing living in a three-bedroom house, but...
We will not. I'm telling you, we're not a censored type of... I like to keep my private life private.
Yeah.
But for this episode, we will not censor things because there's been bad times, rough times,
100%.
great times, amazing times. So
100%.
you'll hear them all.
All right. Well, as always, this has been Tyler
And Gracie.
with the Adventure with Coffee podcast. And we love you.
Always.
When you're running on campground Wi-Fi and 3 hours of sleep, you need more than just good vibes. And that's where Adventure with Coffee podcast sponsor Dubby comes in. No crash, no jitters, just clean, focused energy that won't make your hand shake or your heart scream.
It's zero sugar, zero fillers, and zero fake stuff. None of that weird stuff you can't pronounce. Basically, if Chaos had a chill cousin that helped you focus and tasted good, it'd be Dubby. We don't hit record or the road without it.
Made in the U.S., camper approved, and RV life tested. This isn't your sketchy gas station energy drink.
So grab yours at w.gg and use Adventure W Coffee at checkout for 10% off. Because RV life is unpredictable, but your energy doesn't have to be.
Who lives in RV, traveling the states, adventure with coffee. Driving dink all over the place, adventure with coffee. With 3 pups who are cuddly as can be, adventure with coffee. The happiest little traveling family, adventure with coffee. Adventure with coffee, adventure with coffee, adventure with coffee. Until next time.